What's going on, guys? So today on this SHOKY Transformers review, we're going to be taking a look at the new War for Cybertron Siege Deluxe Class Walgreens exclusive Ratchet. And he is just a remold slash repaint of Ironhide, because that's basically how it has always been. And here he comes in his packaging. Now, of course, thanks to Ernest P for sending this to me. And then, of course, right before it got to me, they appeared everywhere on the shelves here. It's incredibly annoying when that happens. But for now, we'll just check out Ratchet and pretend that that didn't happen. So in there, you clearly can see the Ratchet Man himself. Classic, normal, Siege container. I mean, we're kind of running out of Siege figures at this point because we're already getting Earthrise sometime soon. So Takara there, Transformers here, Generations logo there, Siege logo there, Deluxe Class, Classe Deluxe, Classe de Lujo, and Clase. I'm sorry, I screwed up the Clase de Lujo. My bad. Classe Deluxe. And you do get the kind of hidden code image sort of there, though it does just look like his insignia, rank, and everything. But either way, you do get a nice image of Ratchet there with a gun coming off his back, because he does have a ratchet, technically a wrench, you know. And come to the back. Come back here. Looking through the camera instead of in real life. And you gotta change this from bot mode to whatever's happening. Medical bay mode. Wow, that's different. And 17 steps, and then 9 more steps, I guess, to get to vehicle mode? That makes no sense. Like, okay, so this is silly. This is really silly. They're just like fan moding it now. Wow. Either way. And then of course you got here all everybody who's in the thing so far. But I'm gonna go ahead and open him up because I've been excited and I've had it for like 3 days and haven't been able to open it. So I'm really excited. So let's get him open. Alright guys, so let's check out Ratchet. Here he is in his vehicle mode, his little Cybertronian ambulance mode, and of course he is just like good old Ironhide. You know, looks exactly the same, maybe a few mold differences in the paneling, but I bet he's almost exactly the same. But he's got white paint, red paint, and some not so great smudging. It seems like they really don't know how to weather up white things, so they just throw some schmutz at it, just like right there. I mean, Jetfire had very similar results in their aging or weathering process. One thing I don't think I ever noticed was the difference in molds between the arm bits there. But wheels are molded in a kind of an ugly gray. The front bumper is in a bluish silver with some very not good weathering happening there. That is just gross. And he's got his headlights painted silver. That's okay. Tampoed on. Autobot logo there. And his head just, you know, totally hiding out there. Now, if you take the weapon platform off of his mount there, actually you can utilize that hinge if you want, and you can really kind of aim it and have him pick stuff up with this little claw ratchet thing. Anyway, pull that off, and you do get what is actually a new molded section here. It looks like a light bar there on the top of the shoulder, sort of. I actually dig that. I think it's pretty cool. Now, real quick, I will throw him on the turntable, just for the heck of it, because everybody loves turntable time, don't they? And, you know, I've waited for this guy to come out ever since I saw him debuted, and I've been checking Walgreens for weeks on end, and it was really, really annoying for him to come in, you know, after I'd already had Ernest grab one for me in Illinois. So you might call that Illinoising. Yeah, I said it. It's a terrible thing. But, you know, it's cool that he's kind of out now. Makes me wonder, honestly, if we're going to get more in his mold. I don't know who else they could do, but I'm sure there's, you know, at least 1 or 2 characters that could be funny like this. I don't think the Trailbreaker uses anything like this. Or not Trailbreaker, because we're getting Hoist first, then Trailbreaker down the line in the Earthrise line. And it seems like with Earthrise, they've added in some new molds. But also that maybe they're remolding older things. So I think it's possible that we might see this mold again. Now, as it goes, I think his vehicle mode is a little meh. Like, it just I don't think it works as well in white as it does in red, which we will look at right now as we bring out Ironhide. So, as previously stated, just a little remold and recolor. So the main section here, totally the same, but you come down past the headlights down to the bumper section, obviously totally remolded, whereas he's got what looks like big old front cannons on his bumper. He's got a very different molded thing. Still got the 5mm pegs, so you can totally do something there, but you can see the major remolding done on this top section to add the lights. Also, the fact that this is all newly remolded from here, even this part of the forearm is actually a different mold. So it's cool they did something. But you come down to the back here, it's exactly the same. The toesies are exactly the same. That wasn't squeezing together completely. And actually, now that I look at it, okay, so this panel is the same. This panel is the same, but this panel is actually molded different. So this window to this window is actually different. So already seeing major differences that I honestly didn't know were there. So that's cool. But the wheels, actually the wheels are a new mold too. Cool. So they're actually giving us some new stuff. Underneath looks almost the same. There seems to be a slight difference there, but otherwise pretty much the same. And to bring out his other emergency vehicle buddy with not sideswipe here. So, nice little red alert there. So, I kind of expect there to be at least somebody else. I don't have Prowl yet, even though he was like an early mold. And I don't know what's going on with my red alert. This part here is binding on something. I don't know what's going on there. It was fine. Now he's acting up. So, either way, there's that. Let's go ahead and get to transformation, shall we? So, much like Ironhide, you want to start out by kind of popping these sides loose. You don't have to really like fold them in or anything like that, but you want to get in here. It's just a little tight for some reason, so I get to use my spudger to pop that loose, and that really gives you your leg stuff to look at. So I'm going to drop the legs kind of down and out of the way, and then that come up to the front bumper, pop it out, and then we can just rotate the whole upper torso. And then we get almost a standing robot here. So we're going to raise up a bit, split the legs, close that side down, close that side down. Same thing over here. Now, I will say this is one of the easiest transformations out of all of them. So I appreciate that, but it's like not complex or anything. So fold that out, go ahead and split the arms at the shoulders, rotate down, flip down, 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 down. Actually, stop it. No, we want that up. Then the head flips up. Use the double hinge here and use the edge of the windshield to go right into that slot. And hey, look at that. It's a Ratchet. Super, super simple. But as for articulation, his head is just on a little ball joint. He can't really look up very high, which I find a little disturbing. Raise this up just a little more. Okay. And he does have his new head crest. Actually, the whole head, I believe, is a completely new mold. Doesn't look like Ironhide, so that's a good thing. All of this windshield frame, all the stuff on chest is still totally normal. Though I think they should have put something back there. I know that's sort of a callback to the original G1 toy situation, and I think you can even get like the repro labels has like the weird digital face thing that's also on it. You do get the slight up and down shoulder movement there, along with the actual shoulder hinge, which is there. I will say that they didn't mask this really well around the siren area. You do get bicep rotation, single jointed elbow, and the wrist that can rotate a little bit. Nice big kind of punchy wrist. He does have rotation at the waist, no crunch or anything like that, so whoop-de-doo. Can do a perfect Jean-Claude, and splits going that way. Thigh rotation works really well. Single jointed knee, good for 90 because it runs into things there. And then siege level ankle rocker, which is absolutely ridiculous. No forward and back movement though, so you're gonna have to use your knees to get that kind of movement out of him. So there's that. And of course, here he is with Mr. Ironhide, which is still one of my favorites. I think this is a really nice molded version. I do wish they had painted the inside of his chest silver like Ironhide's was. It would just make it pop, even though it's a blue windscreen. I think it would just make it pop a little bit more, give it a little bit of glow, and break up the sheer amount of white. Like, Ratchet is very white, obviously, so that's a thing. And actually, what's funny is I do have another version of Ironhide and Ratchet. I just can't compare them at the moment because I haven't done those reviews yet. So when I get to those reviews, these guys will come back out. And then eventually, if I get the Planet X versions, those will also come out. But you can see here the differences in the forearms. Like, the hands, I believe, are the exact same mold, but you can see the forearms are totally different. So that's pretty neat. Obviously, the shoulders are very different, even though you have the holes and stuff in the same thing. And of course, if you have your effect parts, you can plug them onto wherever you want to, where you have the little peg. I don't like doing it that way. I've always thought it was kind of silly. Now, Ratchet has his weapons and accessories, which is all of this mess. So he does have a little pistol here, which you can unplug, painted in silver, decent little details, and he can hold that, despite the fact it's not even really a plug. Also sort of looks a little bit like his little welding tool. You also get his actual like wrench slash claw thingy, which you can hold in that hand. And then you have whatever the heck this thing is supposed to be, whether it's a gun or a scanner or whatever. You got a hinge on both ends. You also have different plugs, and you can plug it straight up in his back like that. And now it just kind of hovers over his head. Now, of course, if you want it off to one side, you can do that if you want. Obviously, it's not a main fixture on Ratchet, as it were, but, you know, you can sort of do what you want. Go ahead and plug the gun bit in there, so now he's a bit more of an assault medic. If you want to tilt it up, kind of do that. This part here is kind of what reminds me of Trailbreaker in that situation, but I don't know exactly why he has a scorpion tail gun, but I like the ratchet attachment, or the wrench attachment, or the claw attachment, whatever. Also, you can make use of that as well. And I mean, comparatively to Ironhide's hammer rocket, you know, it's a very different situation. Okay, so he does have his weird med bay mode, so let's go ahead and pull this off. And in fact, you want to pull off the gun as well, which actually is supposed to be like a laser scalpel in different modes here. Come on, get out of the hand. Now, I believe this guy does need to go into here for the med bay mode. And basically, you're going to take him almost back to vehicle mode. So you want to flip the head down there. You want to pop that back. Go ahead and lay the windshield flat. But one thing you want to do, you want to turn the arms this way, and you don't want to tuck them back. So I think, hold on, to clear the crotch, you're gonna have to move them out of the way a little bit. Come on. I just looked this up a second ago, so forgive me for not having this transformation down. So we want that there, and I think we want to have the arms down at the side, but we want the arm peg hole up. So we want that situation. Go ahead and close that, tab in the front, and I think that might be it. I don't even think you do much else here. I don't think you move these. I think that's all you do. It's a very stupid mode, if I'm honest. Let me double check. I'll be right back. Okay, yes, this is exactly how it's supposed to be. Oh, man, is that dumb. That is really, really dumb. I mean, you don't even fold these closed, so he's basically just acting as a med bench, so to speak, and you want to grab this arm thingy. I'm going to plug it in to there, so now it's doing that number, and the laser scalpel thing like that. Now, the silly part about this is that no bot you have, with the exception of the like weapons masters or battle masters, are even going to fit there. So I don't even understand the point of that. Now, I would actually say to have that up as a medical screen would look a little bit better. So, I mean, it's kind of funny that they incorporate a fan mode in and of itself. That's funny. I just don't think this is particularly well done. Let's see here. Let's see if we can improve on perfection, so to speak, here. So these bits, just go ahead and toss them out. And we want to open these up. Let's see here. Make this ever so slightly better. They might not work. Honestly, it might still suck. Because I don't think the arms need to be where they are. But I guess if you want these parts out of the way, you can't have the arms out as well. Because the problem is the arms always want to end up in this location. So if you don't want them there, you got to leave them out this way. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's just put them straight out with the armholes like that. We can tuck those inside there. Make that a little cooler. If I can use that elbow joint. Yeah, let's take it out of the hand, or out of the wrist. Use that elbow joint to get it. Actually, I don't even think that's necessary. Here we go. We'll just tuck that in entirely. How about that? We're just going with fan modes. Not the first time I've done fan modes for things. But because you already have these holes, I can make use of those instead. I mean, he is completely dissected at this point, but that's fine and dandy. Actually, let's use this hand. Let's make use of this. So, I think that is a little bit better of a medical bay. Maybe. I don't know. What do you guys think? I like the idea of having this up as like a screen. I think that works fine. But I think the medical bay idea is stupid. It's a dumb thing you definitely don't need to have. So let's put them back in bot mode and get to final thoughts. Alright guys, final thoughts wise, I like Ratchet. I think that he has some unnecessary gimmicks, like the entire med bay thing. It's kind of fun when they give you new weapons and stuff, I admit that. But otherwise, I think that they're just trying too hard sometimes when it comes to making something new. Like, okay, it's a remold, so they wanted to give you something new. It's kind of like what they did with Red Alert and his whole hatchet gun light bar weapon. I think that was just not worth it. Now, is he a worthy remold to Ironhide? Of course. I think that's worth it. You got one, you gotta have the other. It works. Now, the Siege weathering is crap, and it's getting worse. And the sad part is it doesn't even go away with the new series. So even with Earthrise, we're still going to have some crappy weathering, but it is what it is. Now, the fact that it's a Walgreens exclusive, probably a Toys R Us exclusive, probably in Canada, if I had to guess. Just throwing that out there, I don't know. I mean, it's fine. They need to give more stuff to Walgreens to do. I assume that there will be more in the future, especially for Transformers. Like, they're doing all kinds of other stuff that you can only get. Mostly like Star Wars Black Series, the occasional Marvel Legends, things like that are definitely all Walgreens exclusives. So, I mean, to have Transformers do the same thing is fine. And somebody like Ratchet that you're not going to skip, definitely worth it. So, pick it up if you can want it. If you're already collecting Siege, definitely worth it. And, yeah, just get the one with the best paint job if you can, if I'm honest. I do wish he had a little bit more color apps or some less fuzzy paint. But other than that, I dig him. I'm still on the fence about painting the wheels. I do have some nice rubber tire paint, so maybe I'll do that. I do think that this head mold is fine, but for some reason that neck joint sucks. I think they did a little bit better on Ironhide. But anyways, buy him, get him, enjoy. Hopefully you catch him on a discount. I'm pretty sure he's going to be around for a while, so no need to like panic and go get one. I just didn't know when he was going to hit my stores. That's why I had Ernest grab me one, and then of course it came in after the fact. But guys, if you like this video, if you like Ratchet, give me a big old thumbs up. And of course, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, which most of you probably are, because this channel is pretty small. So I need to grow it so that I can eventually get to monetization. But before then, if you want to help support the channel, go ahead and check out the Patreon for as little as $5 a month. You can totally help donate and keep this channel moving forward. But that's it for this Ratchet review. And remember, as always, to keep on nerding. And if you want to, stick around for the Transform and Rollout video. It'll be coming out later on. So, see you guys later.